Welcome to Liberté-Free to Be, the podcast that celebrates women finding their voice, their confidence, and their own version of freedom. I'm your host, Rachel Peru, speaker, model, storyteller, and a champion of showing up as your most unapologetic self. Each episode, I sit down with incredible women who share the real, powerful, sometimes messy stories that shaped who we are today. So settle in. This is your reminder that you are free to grow, free to change, and free to be fully, fabulously you. Welcome back to a new episode of Liberté-Free to Be, and it feels so good to be back. I have missed you all. Thank you so much for joining me. I am so excited after taking a break in May 2024. After 140 episodes, I needed a bit of a break, but I have missed these conversations and sharing and amplifying all these women's stories. So it is great to be back with you all, and I'm so excited to get started. I didn't disappear. I just pressed pause, and sometimes taking a bit of a back step to reflect and realign yourself is not a bad thing. It can be a bit scary taking a pause. Lots of questions of, will you still be here when I get back? Will people have forgotten about me? Will I still be relevant? Is there a place for me? But I think you really have to trust yourselves and listen and connect to what really matters to you. And of course, I have stepped into the comparison trap before now. And that's probably one of the reasons that helped me make the decision to stop and take a break. Because when I first started this podcast back in 2018, I was one of the very first midlife podcasts around. And I'm really proud of the fact that we reached the top 1.5% of global podcasts. It's amazing. And in the last 8 years, so many more midlife centered podcasts have turned up, which is fantastic. I love hearing them all and follow so many of them. But it felt like I lost my confidence in wondering where I fitted in with all that, into some accounts that were much bigger than mine. How can you compete? Was I still relevant? Was I still worth listening to? How could I compete with that? So taking a break has really made me realize that actually I don't need to compete with that. Over 35,000 downloads shows me that women have been listening to these stories and hopefully learning from them and gaining some inspiration. And my voice is my voice, and I can share that without feeling like I have to compete with other people, because we have to stay in our own lane, do the things that give us that sense of passion and purpose. And that's exactly why I am so grateful to be back doing what I love in my own way and being authentic to myself. So I am back. So the theme of this year's podcast is living free to be who you are without permission. And that's exactly what I am doing. Another reason why I took a break, and lots of you, I'm sure, can resonate with this, is because my role as a carer for my elderly mum became more prevalent. My mum was seriously ill and still is. And it took a lot more of my emotional energy and physical energy than I expected. And I wasn't quite prepared for it. And so I realized that I was trying to juggle things, dropping lots of balls, and realizing that I probably wasn't giving 100% to everything I was doing. So sometimes you really have to stop and listen to yourself and give yourself permission to take a break, put yourself first so that you can carry forward. Because I knew that I wasn't giving my best, and I was making lots of mistakes, and I wasn't happy doing the things I was doing. And I realized that I just needed to prioritize what was needed from me at that point in time. And that situation is still ongoing, but I've just learned to manage it better, to manage my time better, to really drop the things that don't bring me joy, that I don't need to do, and really concentrate on the things that are very aligned with who I am and what I'm about. And that's where I've rekindled that sense of purpose and that passion I have for doing everything that I'm doing, without losing that sense of who I really am and my ability to show up for other people. So it is great to be back. So for those that have been following me for a while, thank you so much for sticking around. I really do appreciate you. And for anybody new listening, welcome. What can you expect from the podcast? I love amplifying women's stories. I think we can all learn so much from hearing from different women of all backgrounds. And although I normally focus just on women over 40, this year's podcast, I'm going to be having a lot more intergenerational conversations, particularly around body confidence, because I have come across so many women out there of all ages that are doing some really inspiring work and have some fantastic mindset work for women of all ages to regain and rekindle that body confidence and to feel better about themselves. And I want to be able to share their stories, their voices with you all so that we can all learn from one another. So there's going to be a real mixture of ages and stories and backgrounds and cultures, and I cannot wait to get started. I haven't been just sat down doing nothing for the last year and a half. Obviously, I've still been modeling, and I love doing that. And let's be honest, it pays the bills. So I'm going to continue doing that. And I've got lots more exciting work going on there. But I have also been doing lots more work around the body confidence work that I do. I've been giving out lots more talks. Yes, I stand in my bra and knickers, which is to me the least scary part of what I'm doing, because I'm so much more comfortable stood there in my bra and knickers, helping break down that stigma of seeing an older woman's imperfectly perfect body. I am more worried about forgetting my words, to be honest, which is why I always have show notes, because my menopausal brain might take me down a completely different avenue. So I'm not worried about that. But what I have learned is the response from other women, and the feedback that I've got from other women from doing these talks really has made a big difference to their lives. And by sharing our stories and to help break down this stigma around our bodies is so important. And I've always said if I can change one woman's perspective and for her to be kinder to her body, then I will continue doing it. So the body confidence work continues, and I have absolutely loved that. I've also been working alongside the Prime for Life team, which was Find Your Midlife Magic. We've had a rename, with Bernadette, Claire Hill, Annie Stirk, and Christine Talbot. And we are friends first, and I love working with these ladies. We came together because we were meeting for coffees, and we realized that our conversations that we were having and the way we supported one another always left us feeling better. And we always learned from each other, and we were inspired by each other. So we wanted to take that to a wider arena and how we could build that community. So last year we had our second event where we saw 150 women come together at Running Park in Harrogate, and for an amazing day with some fabulous guest speakers. We had Siobhan Daniels, we had Louise Minchin, and we had lots of fun on the day bringing all these women together. It was so magical. But what we also realised, for women that are all doing our own projects, that are all busy with life, it took 6 months of planning at least, and it felt like we were full-time planning events planners. And it's very time consuming. And we realized that we did not have that energy to keep that up every single year. So this year we took a beat. We've been working on our social media, but we haven't actually had any events. But there is so much more to come in 2026. I'm really looking forward to carrying on the work that we're doing there, and also that friendship as it grows. In other news, I've also been working on Accepting Who We Are, the Hour campaign, alongside friend Tina Bowden. It is all about that lack of representation for older women, particularly in swimwear and lingerie campaigns, and improving body confidence, which is what I have been all about for the last 8 years. I have been banging that drum, and to be honest, apart from some token gestures, not a lot has changed. So our campaign is about helping encourage women to accept themselves as they are, to get outside, to get enjoying doing activities, particularly in the summer in your swimsuits, without fear of judgment, and to feel more comfortable in our bodies. The body confidence survey I carried out last year, 5% of women said that they did not, didn't take part in activities like going to the beach because they felt too uncomfortable about their bodies. And that 5% matters, because that's some woman that decides that she's going to miss out from having some fun with her friends or her family at the beach because she feels too uncomfortable. And we cannot have that. We have to make some changes. So our campaigns brings women together at different events across the country, particularly around the north. And we have had some fantastic events last year. We had our launch at Scarborough North Bay Beach with 33 women all coming together in their swimwear of all ages, all sizes, for a dip in the sea and a fun-filled afternoon picnic. And it was so good to have that sense of community and see women of all backgrounds and all stages of body confidence coming together to support one another. We've had wild dips in the Lake District. We've had paddleboarding and picnics in Filey, and we are continuing to do more for this year. So watch that space. But all the projects I do, all around empowering and lifting women up, particularly when it comes to body confidence. And I love being able to collaborate. I get asked all the time, why do you collaborate with so many other different people? Why don't you just stick to doing what you're doing? Where is the fun in that? I like variety. I like being able to be part of a team. I like being able to spread that message in so many different areas. And by collaborating with all these fabulous women, that's exactly what I can do. We can share our message in so many different ways with different people, because collaboration and bringing women together is what it's all about. So I've had such a fabulous 18 months doing all of that work. So I haven't been that quiet, which, yeah, I've loved doing what I'm doing, and it is going to just be amplified this year. The biggest thing that I have got to announce really is that I have been working very hard at getting my new swimwear brand ready to launch this year. So the Liberté-Free swimwear brand will be launching before summer, and I am so excited about this. This is an idea that I've had in my own head for the last few years since working as a swimwear model and seeing the lack of representation there is in marketing, but also the swimwear suits that I've had have either been things that I probably would never wear because they're just not flattering, or they are swimsuits that are not designed for my body and that are not comfortable, that are not, do not reflect who I am and do not give me confidence. So I wanted to practice what I preach and put my money where my mouth is. And what better way to do that than to slowly start to build my own swimwear brand? And that's exactly what I have been doing. I've got an amazing swimwear mentor, Emily Vaughan from Source Lingerie, who has been working behind the scenes with me to help bring my designs to life. We found a fantastic pattern cutter, Nina, who's been helping me create and really narrow down exactly what this swimsuit needs to be to make somebody feel comfortable, confident, and sexy and glamorous at the beach without feeling like they need to hide their bodies. So I cannot wait to share. I am starting small. I am investing in myself. I am backing myself, and I cannot wait to get this started. So I'm not just building a brand, I am building a legacy, whether it's through the swimwear brand, through the podcast, through the community building. All the work I am doing is about championing and empowering women, particularly those in midlife. And I cannot wait to get going with the swimwear brand. There is so much to share. And the stories that you'll be hearing on the podcast will be from women that have got so much to share with you that you can all learn from as we grow together. So Free to Be is back, and I'm so glad that you're going to be with me. You can follow me at Liberté-Free to Be, also Rachel Peru 1 on Instagram. And if you want to be part of the community, why not join the free, safe space, private Liberty Lifestyle Hub on Facebook. So I have got a Facebook group with 332 women in it now, and we love connecting with one another. I'm in there on a daily basis, and we have great conversations. We support one another. There's no massive agenda. We champion our successes. We share our stories. We all learn from each other and support each other. And I love being part of this community. So if you'd like to join some like-minded women, then please come along to the free private Liberty Lifestyle Facebook group, and I will share links in the show notes. And don't forget, if you are enjoying this podcast and you have been listening to them before, don't forget to subscribe, share, follow, and like this podcast, because your support really does matter. It means the world to me. So I'll be back with my first guest in 2 weeks' time. But in the meantime, keep being fabulous. Thank you so much for listening to Liberté-Free to Be, and I hope you've enjoyed this week's episode. If it spoke to you, please don't forget to follow, leave a review, and share with somebody who might need a reminder that they are free to be themselves. You can find me on Instagram at Rachel Peru 1, and don't forget to follow our growing swimwear brand community over at Liberté-Free to Be. If you'd like even more connection and conversation, come and join our free Facebook group, the Liberty Lifestyle Hub, where over 300 women are cheering each other on every single day. Until next time, keep being fabulous.